let's go. What are you going to say about it? I mean, it's the best thing to come out of Iowa since corn dogs.
Here it is, guys, the roundtable gun review of the Glock43. We've all pretty much been dying to get our hands on one of these for review, but we've got clients who needed their guns first, so as always, clients at Arnson's come first, and then we're finally got a chance here during our Glock days this last week to get our hands on one of these for review. So, obviously I'm a big Shield fan, so for me this is kind of interesting whether or not this will knock off my Shield from my everyday carry, but we'll give it a go. So without further ado, Glock 43. We'll start out with the finger extension mag. All right, so it's a very pleasant gun to shoot. Doesn't feel very glocky, which is kind of interesting. It really does. It feels very much like the Shield in a sense, because that little short barrel gives you a certain amount of muzzle rise when you're shooting it. But that left hand can control it very effectively, especially with the pinky magazine in there. I struggled a little bit on the small targets. Those are 4-inch plates. We're at about 20 feet right here. But connecting with a man-sized target at 15 feet was absolutely no issue whatsoever. It's an excellent gun.
All right, first time shooting the pretty brand spanking new Glock 43. I'm really eager to try it out. I mean, Glock does guns well, so having a nice 9mm single stack carry option from them is pretty exciting for me. Let's see if we can actually hit anything on the little steel. Not too bad, able to hit a little, 4 or 5 inch steel target at a reasonable distance. So yeah, it's a win for me, and it's easy to shoot. I mean, it does not hurt at all, does not feel too snappy. So yeah, love it.
Okay, so we're shooting the Glock 43, and as Mark said, he really is a fan of the Shield. I've shot a Shield a few times and really liked it, so I'm excited to try this one out and see how it compares. It's actually really comfortable to shoot. I would say pretty comparable to the Shield. It's nice. I like it much better than the 26 for sure. I like this gun.
So, I've got this gun clearly the way I'm dressed. I kind of had a plan for this gun and see how it works out. Combat undress. Forget what pocket you put your spare mag in.
All right, so we finally got our hands on the Glock 43. So, for me, I'm looking for a gun to do in this size, this slimline 9mm to be just a really down and dirty up close gun. And it'd be great if you could take some longer shots with it and be pretty accurate. So the one we had was totally stock right out of the box. It had maybe 50 to 100 rounds through it. So we had a little chance to shoot it, and everybody ran a mag with the gun, with both the long extension with a pinky extension and then the standard sort of flush fit mag for deep concealment. when I was shooting it at the up close target, at the man size IPSC at about 10 or 15 feet, it was great. I mean, it runs really fast. The stock trigger is actually very, very good. I would say the stock trigger is better than the shield. And everything connected. When I switched over to the smaller targets, I found the gun to be, it was hitting a little left maybe. I think we all kind of agreed on that as we were talking about it. But it's still very shootable, and you could make a more difficult shot with it. But out of the box, I got to compare it to the shield, because obviously that's Glock's intention, is to take that one off the pedestal, and that's probably one of the hottest selling guns in the last 2 or 3 years. It is probably better out of the box, with the exception of the sights. And the sights on the shield aren't exactly great, but I prefer them to the Glock standard sights. But it's almost like Glock sends their guns out with the cheapest, crappiest sights they could put in there, knowing full well you intend to replace them. So where Smith probably put them in there thinking, maybe we'll hang on to them for a while. I gotta say, I don't think I'll be replacing my shield with it at this point, because with the Apex trigger I put in there, and I've got an aluminum trigger on the way, which I'm pretty excited about. The gun shoots better than the Glock43 out of the box does for me. I also have a whole lot more time with it. Having said that, if I didn't have a stack, stock 9mm single stack right now, this would definitely be a contender. If you're a Glock fan, it's a no-brainer. Go straight for it. So, for me, it's an absolute thumbs up. So.
Yeah, it was way more pleasant to shoot than I thought it was going to be. I thought, wow, this is a really slim little 9mm. It's going to be, bouncing around, and no problems at all. It wasn't painful to shoot at all. And yeah, you feel like you can just, nail the target with that thing. I had trouble on the small targets as well, just like Mark said, but we kind of had a little forewarning that it seemed to be shooting a little left. So on my second mag, I just took my point of aim maybe 2 inches to the right and was hitting them no problem. So don't know what's going on with that, but like Mark said, I would replace the sights anyway if I was buying this for my carry gun. And if I was looking for a 9mm single stack carry gun, this would definitely now be a really strong contender. I feel like it's a little smaller than the shield, especially the grip length. So if the shield you feel like is still a little bit too big for you, this might be, a really good option to think about. I
still felt like there was plenty of room to get my left hand up over the gun, though, and really control that flip on it.
Yeah, I didn't even really notice when I switched from the pinky rest mag to the other one. So I didn't feel like the short grip was an issue. So, I loved it, and of course it's a Glock, so it runs great.
Yep.
So I think it's definitely going to be a winner.
Cool.
I totally agree with Kate. I really felt that it with the pinky extension mag versus not, it still felt the same, felt comfortable. I think it would be a strong contender for something to switch to from, the shield, or if you're a Glock fan, that's kind of how I'd go to. I know especially kind of the clothing that we wear our size, the smaller it is, but it's still comfortable, good gun to shoot. That's a winner. You can't really get past that, because, you want to be concealing without printing. And
strangely, Mike has that problem too.
I know, Mike, totally. Totally.
The only clothes I like come from baby cats.
So no, totally agree with that. I would say, thumbs up for sure. Very comfortable to shoot. The trigger, I think for me, was probably the big sell. I was a little worried about that sometimes with those stock Glock triggers. Then it's not always the most comfortable. I thought it was fun to shoot. Really liked it. So agree about the sights too, though. Yeah, I just need some adjustment on that.
You gotta go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Glock, that cup and ball design trigger that they have, that I do actually think Glock thinks these are the best sights you could possibly ever have. We could possibly want to replace them. And the answer is Glock. Everybody wants to replace these sights. I got to spend a lot of time on Saturday with new shooters running the gun. And a lot of what they were saying. They love the grip. They love the feel. A lot of people who shot it are ordering it. A lot of people who shot it also shot the 42. And I think if we're going to compare the 43 to the shield as the natural comparison, I have a 42. It's in my pocket all the time. I carry it with me everywhere. The 43 is not going to replace it.
Okay.
I still like the 42 more. I think the 42 is really perfectly calibered.
Yeah.
The 43, however, I think is going to do something very interesting. And we've talked about the shield. We've reviewed the shield. We said it's remarkably unremarkable, except that it's remarkable in that it dominates the most competitive market space in firearms today. I mean, that single stack 9mm is a very competitive, very aggressively sought after market share. And the shield has dominated. I think Glock is going to start taking huge bites out of Smith & Wesson's area here, and I think well deserved. Is it a better gun than the shield? I can't say that. I like the shield a lot, but my shield, I've also changed the trigger. I've also changed the sights on it. I would do the same here. I did get this gun with a specific purpose that I demonstrated today of wearing it as a under the rig gun, on a pack gun, something carried right here, a small hiker's gun. And that's what I ran it for, and I was actually testing out this little holster that I got specifically for that purpose. And for that, it really worked great.
Cool.
I mean, I could see, like, for, well, that you're a rucker, so if anybody wanted to go ruck and wanted to carry a gun and didn't mind having it maybe possibly be exposed because they're going to be out in the middle of nowhere, what a great option. It's going to be right here. It's not going to be in your way. You're never going to notice it until Wildcat jumps on your path.
Strangely, I feel like the police would somehow notice it from like 25 miles away here in Minnesota, but I get you.
Yeah, I mean, the range,
prepared for it.
The range might cause you a problem. Or a snake or a turtle or something that's going to rabbit or something. Get a lot of
ISIS.
Yeah, ISIS, same thing. Yeah, ISIS is going after the ruckers. Screw Boston Marathon. We're going to go find some guy rucking 100 miles out of the city. Die, rucker! I've heard that before, or something similar to it. So I think, for the most part, I really think that Glock has a winner of a gun.
Yeah.
I think market share, they have a winner. And if you're a new shooter and you're looking for a slim gun, the one thing that Glock is going to give you, absolutely guaranteed, is the gun is going to run. Is it going to knock angels off of pinheads? Is it going to be super accurate? Is it going to be no, it's not going to be any of those things.
Yeah.
But as I told Crystal before, the gun is basically, it's like a marine of gonorrhea. It's designed to kill a man, and that's exactly what it's meant to do. So it's designed to be a very simple, very easy carry gun that you can have with you all the time, and it's going to be effective.
All right, Marines, gonorrhea, and
thumbs up for the Glock43.
Awesome.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up for me too. All right, check out Mike's new website, Rally Defensive Training, armsandarms.com, Hawkeye Ordnance, and all of our Facebooks and YouTubes and all that good stuff. So thank you all so much, and God bless.